Are you going to eat dinner after this?
No, I'm eating now.
Oh.
I ate the shrimp and I'll have some chips.
Yeah, I had dinner before we left, so good to go. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Five Idiots Talking Toys. It's our Sunday night podcast here on YouTube, and it's also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. The audio is. Please like and subscribe to our channel. And also, you can go over to Rogue 5 Toys and trade with us there. Share in the collecting hobby with us. And also... what's the other one? 5idiotstalkingtoys.com? Yeah, that one. It has links to all of our socials and all of our other media. And we also have a merch shop there, so you can buy our merchandise. And there's also down below, there's also a tab that takes you directly to our merch shop if you want to help us out. All the money that we get, which is not much, all the money that we get from this show goes directly back into the show for paying for the hosting stuff that we have, paying for the merch that we have, paying for all the expenses that go along with having a podcast. So that's how much money we make. We make hand over fist. Hand over fist. Tons of money. Whoa, what is that?
John,
yes?
You just messaged us to give you $90 the other day.
I know, right? $90 each for a year for this platform.
Yeah.
Yep. Freaked me out. It came right out of my checking account, and I was like, holy crap, it's the first of the month. I have mortgage coming out.
I didn't even know that this thing cost $500 for the year to actually own. I had no idea.
I didn't even pay. I never paid.
You still owe Chris.
Yeah. Thanks, Charles.
Not paying.
So, guys, it's the three idiots again.
Yeah.
The three caballeros.
Yeah. Might have to do a fill-in show, get two other guys on board and just say sayonara to Shane and Brandon.
Yeah, I think Adam Chitwood is chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit.
Adam, you got Corey. Corey is dying to get on. He
Corey?
wants to be on, yeah.
We should have gotten Corey on tonight.
No. He's sneaky, though, because we've never actually seen what he looks like. So
True.
I think he would only want to show his hands. Now, if he was on this show, it would just be a video of only his hands.
That's it?
Yeah.
Maybe he has no face.
This is true. Or a face only a mother could love.
Well, yeah. It's probably the last part.
Face only a mother could love.
But he is going to the ICC show, I believe.
There's no way.
He says
you don't think he's going?
No. No one has seen what he looks like ever. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's going to reveal himself in Nashville? I doubt it.
Reveal himself. Hello!
Here I am. He's from what? Indiana? He's from Indiana?
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from Minnesota.
How far is that from Nashville?
It's a bit.
No idea.
I'm going to guess 600 miles.
That's a pretty good estimate.
Yeah. I'm going to guess 600 miles.
So,
how's everybody doing today? Tired? Ready to go?
I'm starving.
I'm exhausted as usual. Charles is starving as usual.
Yeah.
So hungry.
Yeah. What are you eating today? You still snacking on late July? Oh,
what are you mowing down over there?
These are
a bag.
I'm telling you, these are the greatest chips.
Where do you find those?
These are historical.
I've never heard of them before.
I haven't either.
They're $6 a bag. They're so freaking good.
$6 a bag.
I wish I had Charles's money. I'd be buying them too.
So good.
I know, right? Well, that's why Charles can't buy vintage Star Wars anymore because
that's true. Yeah.
It's true.
And he just had a sweet 16 party he had to pay for.
Completely broke. Yeah.
Just wait till graduation. In college. That's just like 2 years down the road.
Yep.
Charles was tipping all the waiters and waitresses with graded Darth Vaders.
I wish. I actually had Vader there.
I saw the video.
Yeah.
I saw the video.
Yeah.
Uncle Vic has slimmed down quite a bit.
When you guys said to, when you said to expand, Uncle Victor took that literally. Sorry, Uncle Victor.
There was no way he would fit in that suit because I tried the suit on and it was like really tight on me, and I eat late July, which is super healthy for you,
right?
And I fit in it. So, but the Vader costume, I got it from Hugh. Hugh is the nicest guy in the universe,
best guy ever.
That entire Vader suit, and he gave me like 4 like real lightsabers, like $300 lightsabers.
Wow.
Hugh was like,
I wish he was my dad.
He's like texting me, and he'll be like, "Are you home?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna drop something off at your house." And then he doesn't even like want to see me. He doesn't ring the doorbell. He just drops stuff off like in my mailbox, and then it'll be like a vintage Star Wars shirt for the kids. It was elbow pads, knee pads, and stuff for Grayson if he goes rollerblading or skateboarding, whatever. And then he's just like always like giving me stuff.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He gave Charles a land speeder.
Nice speeder. I still have it. Yeah. That thing is amazing.
Crazy. Yeah. Charles still has it. He sold it for $300 last weekend.
No, but Hugh gave it to me. Very appreciative. So nice of him. He gives me a charger with water in it, so it wouldn't charge. So of course I had to go onto Amazon.
Oh my
$9.99. I had to get my own charger. Now I have a charger. Now I can charge the thing.
Oh, good job.
Not getting nothing back. Hugh's not getting a charger. It's my charger.
Anyway. Speaking of prices, $9.99 for a charger. What do you guys think about the recent prices of not only Star Wars toys? I mean, I know you guys don't. I look at all the different toys, all the different kind of vintage,
like all vintage
and stuff. What do you think of the prices nowadays with Star Wars? I hear a lot of complaints about people trying to sell.
John.
Yeah. Oh, contracting, expanding. Contracting.
I think everyone knew at some point over the last few years, all it ever did was go up, 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 up. At some point, it just had to stop. Like everyone knows this. This is common sense. So right now, it seems to be going down a little bit. It's slow, and I don't really think it's anything to worry about, but it is slow, So if you're selling stuff, just know you probably have to mark it down a little bit lower than what it, was going for 6 months ago, a year ago, to actually move it.
So it's kind of go ahead.
No, you got.
I was going to say, so it's kind of turned into a buyer's market.
It's starting to.
Yeah. There's only so many Star Wars fans who want to collect. And I think we're like maxed out on all those people, and all those people have what they need and want. So now they're done. So now all the sellers are still selling stuff. They have a very small audience now, though.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. It's just a super small audience.
I know, like for me, like loose figures are still flying off the shelf. Accessories still flying off the shelf. Stuff like that. Even if it and I'm just going to use Nikto as an example. If he was going for $28, he's $26, $25. We're talking about $2 or $3. Yeah. But they still sell. All the accessories are still flying. Like I can't keep those in. But then when you get to like loose graded right now and some mocks and stuff like that, you used to list it and like it used to just be claim, 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 claim. It's not like that anymore. So you list something, it might sit for a day. It eventually does sell. it just takes a lot longer. And it just seems like people are just either not spending money or, like Charles said, everyone has everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I've noticed in the store, I've had a couple of young collectors come in. And I think, fortunately for us, I think I can attribute that to they don't know where to go to collect. So they come here. And that's good for me.
That's good for you.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good for us. But,
So on the other side, the Lego market has just been skyrocket. So if you watched a couple wins and whiffs ago, that one like Jedi Knight went from like 100 to like 175, and what's his name from the Mandalorian, Vizsla, I got like Paz Vizsla. He went from like $15 to like $40. So
because he died, you think it's because he died?
Because he died, so they're not going to make another Lego of him. So
he died.
Yeah. So it's only that one. And you also have like Whatnot. So Whatnot is, starting to get huger and huger and huger. And like Lego are like this big. It's so easy to sell. It takes like seconds and you sell one. So they're just like flying. They're flying off the shelf there.
Yeah.
So the prices of Lego are like ridiculously high right now.
I love Whatnot. I never got into it, but like besides for like you have Facebook that's free. Then you got eBay and then Whatnot. Like it's just so fast paced. Everything. It's just good stuff, newer stuff. It's just cool to watch.
Have you bought anything yet?
No, I've never bought anything. I'm just watching right now to just like kind of get like used to it.
Yeah,
what shows do you watch?
Huh?
What shows do you watch?
Nothing in particular. I just like if it's like late at night, I'll just search like vintage Star Wars or Turtles and Lego, and I just watch a guy selling some things, and I just like how it's like fast paced. It just goes like faster.
Yeah.
And it's it doesn't it's not beholden to the same regulations that a Facebook live sale is.
Correct.
Like Shane got cut off the other night a couple weeks ago because he was playing music, and now it was royalty free music, and he got flagged for it, and his feed got cut, and then he had to start back up without music. I've noticed on Whatnot they just play whatever they want to play.
Whatever they want.
You could play whatever you want. I've seen shows where someone's like chugging like liquor, like they have like Jack Daniel's bottles, and they're like, once you buy something, they take like a swig of the thing.
Yeah,
I've seen someone smoking weed on there. It's just like it's the Wild Wild West.
It's the Wild Wild West. It's the cantina.
It's the cantina.
It's like
men everywhere.
It's like in any hobby, everything's always like a roller coaster. Things go up, things go down, things will go back up. It comes back down. Like it just can't always be up. Always, if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
So
what do you think think's driving the market the way it is right now? People scared because the banks are closing.
Not to go into politics here, but
try not to.
No one has money. That's like whose fault it is. Who cares? But at this point right now, who cares who's president, who's not? No one has money. Yeah. So a lot of people are, they're finally smart enough they have to pay their water bill, and they're not going to buy that Luke Jedi.
Yeah.
So last year, though, they were buying the Luke Jedi, and they were saying, screw the water bill.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that like often too. Is that the interest is still there? The people still want to buy stuff, but literally everyone is just broke. No one wants to or can spend the money right now. Everyone's kind of just, I guess, waiting to see what happens with the economy, if it gets better, worse, whatever. And that's probably the smart thing that they should be doing. Anyways, but.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that too. Like in the housing market, because I'm back in construction, but it's starting to slow down a little bit, just a little bit. But I think a lot of that had to do with like new builds, had to do with the weather and stuff. But I don't know how people have the money to buy these houses with the prices that they are right now.
And the interest rates.
And interest rates, and even the cost of the house. I mean, it seems to be going up every 2 or 3 months. The price of a new house goes up to, and they've shot up to crazy numbers. Like a $275,000 house a couple years ago is now $425,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
My wife's in real estate, so and she works in the city only, and I just hear like all these stories all the time. And for stuff like her, she doesn't really have to worry about it too much because most of the time, the people that are buying in a city, they don't take out mortgages, so they don't care if the interest rate is 1% or 50%.
Yeah,
they're paying it in cash.
Yeah, and that's true of the Chattanooga area. A lot of people are moving into this area from New York and California, and they've sold their house either one of the states, and they've made a ton of money on the house.
Yep.
And then they move here because they know they can get a cheaper house, more house for cheaper,
more of a house for cheaper.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I think the Feds raised the interest rate, and they said they're going to pause for June, I think, or next one will be paused.
I think they went up another 0.25%.
Yeah,
before the shutdown.
And then they said they're going to pause it, I think.
Okay.
So hopefully, that stuff settles, and then the economy starts to get like a little bit better, and some people have money, or I don't know.
Yeah. I was really thinking that there was going to be a boon when tax season rolled around this year, but I didn't really see it.
To be honest with you, I thought that there was going to be a boom when Mando season 3 came out, but then when everyone realized that the show was terrible,
garbage,
no one,
Let me go on the record to say that I watched all of Andor, and I hate to say it, that was one of the best series I've ever seen. It was. 1 through 5 is really tough to watch. Like really tough.
It is, yeah.
I think if you start on 5 and you watch it through 10, it was really good. It's like ridiculous how I was shocked.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop watching it.
This was your first time watching it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I watched it for the
I was
first
like
time
you guys
too.
in Mando. I refused to watch it. I'm like, all right, 1 through 4 sucked, or 1 through 5 or whatever. Whenever I stopped, it was absolutely horrible. So then I'm like, months and months later, I'm like, let me start it up again. It was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I liked episodes 1 through 5 because I like the story driven stuff.
They weren't bad. It was just slower. They're just slow.
Yeah,
and
not a lot of action.
I think that feeling you guys will get if you watch the rest of Mando.
Not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. Andor was definitely good. Like I said, it's one of the better shows, that's out there, except for Mando season 1 and 2. But like Shane has said multiple times, watching them all like in a row and not waiting week after week certainly does help a show.
Yeah.
So, and I did go back and I watched Andor again, and I had the same opinion as the first time. 1 through 5 is kind of slow, not bad, slow, but 6 through 10 is really good. Like especially like the last few episodes, like they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it really. And what's funny is like they have Andor figures out there, but they're warming the pegs.
Yeah, they're warming my shelves at my house.
John, I bought I think 30 Andor vintage collection because I'm like, these things are $4 or $5.
Yeah.
Let me buy them. I mean, they have to double.
Yeah,
they didn't double.
Nope, nobody wants them because kids aren't watching the show. But it really was. This has turned into an Andor discussion real quick, but we'll get back on track here in a second. But it really is probably one of the best Star Wars stories ever.
Yeah. Well,
this of the revolution.
This affects the market. I think a lot of people were like me, and they stopped watching it. And then maybe they got out of Star Wars, or they said to themselves, "Hey, Star Wars is dying. Like 1 through 5 was so bad, I'm not even gonna collect anymore. Whatever happened." But you should go back and go watch it. You may start collecting again.
Yeah.
And if you do, come to Rogue 5 Toys because we have a lot of things for sale.
Yeah. Where Charles has 30 Cassian Andor figures. So. But yeah, I hope the market picks back up. And I've noticed that in other lines that I collect and that I sell here at the store, I've been able to, pinch a couple here and there at a pretty good price for resale. Pinch. But yeah.
You own a store though, so like you see
Yeah, but it's
all the lines.
Yeah.
So which
I'm
lines are like hot right now, or like still selling?
Unfortunately, Transformers, which I have 0. So I need to get into I don't even know where to begin with Transformers. I've had 3 people this weekend walk in and walk out empty-handed because we didn't have Transformers. Yeah. So
I know with me, like buying Star Wars stuff, I'm just buying collections cheaper. That's just what you do. Things are selling cheaper, you buy cheaper. At the end of the day, it still evens out. It's all the same thing. And that's what I tell everyone. Someone comes to my house with 60 mocks, someone sends me hundreds of loose figures. Just know that prices are down. Prices are starting to get slower. Like they're not quick sales. Some of the stuff you have to sit on now, for weeks before you sell it. So the price just comes down. So you offer them less. That's it. It's still the same.
Yeah.
So we mainly like work in like vintage Star Wars. So what like line is like the most down? Is it loose? Is it loose graded? Is it mocks? Is it vehicles? Like, what is it?
I think what I've noticed is prices have, people want crazy prices for mocks, and they're hard to find to resell.
I was gonna say mocks also.
Yeah,
I think mocks went down the most.
Mocks have gone down. I
see some prices of like mocks, and I'm like, holy, like maybe I should buy that thing, and like no one's buying it. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then of course with the mocks too, if you go onto different sales sites like eBay or something like that, it's hard to find legit ones.
I think you also have to realize which ones are not selling too.
Yeah.
And it's always the same. It's always like a Jedi card, a B-Wing, or a Nikto, or a Klaatu, or a Prune Face. And like Charles had said earlier, it's because everyone already has one that wanted one, and there's no one else really coming in new right now collecting that's like, oh, I need a B-Wing, Jedi card. They're just not out there right now. So
the Jedi cards were so prolific. There's so
there
tons of them.
That's why, like me going forward, when I buy collections, I take all that into account, and I go, all right, like it's going to take me a little bit while to sell these things, so the price has to be cheaper. That's it. Yeah. And like I listed those mocks on Rogue 5, I listed them, a lot of them really, really cheap. I had a lot of people like messaging me saying like, this thing is so cheap. Why are you listing it so cheap? I'm like, do you want to buy it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, then be quiet then. Like, like everyone's like, why is it so cheap? So I'm like, buy them then.
Yeah.
So
so like the market is like the market like follows what like we're all selling it too. So if like Chris sells like a B-Wing for $85, like someone else is not going to sell theirs for $100 because he just sold one for $85. So if someone tries to outdo him and they sell off a $75, and like, some of the prices are lowering from that. So you have like less buyers and like, one person selling for 85 and someone's like, oh crap, I'm going to sell mine for 80. And then they just keep on going down.
The reason why I actually like love our page, and I like our page more than all the other pages on Facebook, and I can say that because obviously it's our page. We're realistic when it comes to prices, meaning that when the prices are high, we sell them at the going rate. when the prices are low, we're still selling them at the going rate. We're still not asking for this number when it's down here. So if a mock was selling for $400 last year, we're all realizing that it's not $400 anymore. It's $250 to $300. So we're listing it at $250 to $300. A lot of other people are still listing in my $400, and that's on them. And maybe they'll get it, and most likely they're not going to get it. But that's why, like us, we just kind of follow the market.
Yeah. I'm not going to say the page, but there's a Facebook page you guys probably know. Not a group, but just a Facebook sales page. And they're selling stuff for what it sold for last year. And I'm just like watching these prices.
Like at the height. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like ridiculous prices. And I'm like, they're not going to sell anything. It's just like no one wants a mint Nikto for $60. Last year, you could have probably sold it for $60. Not now, though. You know, it's just you can't get it.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of as far as like prices and increases in prices and stuff like that. A lot of newer stuff that has just come out. I've noticed the market like double retail for a lot of figures, selling stuff for about double what the retail price was.
So I was actually going to say, if we're following like COVID, so like all the people were buying, now they're done. And then they switch into loose grading. Now they're done. They switch into mocks. Now they're done. I just assumed, like me, I'm just making, some assumption, like modern should be like next. Yeah. Like modern should be like the next hottest thing.
Yeah, I've seen that path. Go that direction for sure. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just came out with a new retro line this year. They had one a couple of years ago, and those prices are insane. But like the new Turtles, if you go onto Walmart.com to order a Ninja Turtle that they have on the shelf, you're not going to pay less than $30 for it from a third-party seller, because for some reason Walmart's not selling them online. And they're, I don't think they're Walmart exclusives. I could be wrong, but the new Turtles, I mean, people are snapping those things up like crazy.
So I'm not in the group Deal or No Deal, but I heard that like John, the action figure grader, kept telling me that there was a sale the last few days of the retro collection first shot. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I saw those. Yeah.
First shot. It's the first 12 first shot of the retro collection figures, something like that. Yeah. And he was telling me the prices were like people were bidding 1,000, 1,500, and stuff like that.
Insane.
It's just insane stuff that everyone wants, like this newer first shot stuff. And originally I was thinking, I don't know, $200, $300.
Yeah,
like
because it's modern.
It's modern.
Yeah,
and stuff just came out. And that went up a lot. So
I saw a first shot of the prototype Boba Fett. The X-wing pilot or whatever that has all the different colors.
All the colors, yeah.
And it was like a different color scheme than was available in stores, and it was loose, and it was at $1,500.
Oh my god!
So yeah,
that's crazy.
So we're also moving, like we're near like the 30th anniversary of the first of 3 movies, or the 20th anniversary. I think some anniversary is next year.
So Phantom Menace was 1999.
So we're
24th. Maybe 25th? This is the 25th anniversary.
Maybe 25th.
Next year is the 25th anniversary.
Okay, yeah, 25th.
Yeah, so maybe that has to do with like modern, like anniversaries coming soon.
Should I start buying $3 Phantom Menace figures?
Well,
I don't know.
I was talking to who did I talk to? I talked to Sam Sams and Sean. They went to a show recently, and then Corey was selling at one of the shows by his house, and they all said the same thing, that vintage was kind of slow and the modern stuff was just like flying. Everyone was buying modern.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I also think that it has to do with like people, kind of like a drug addict, like they just need their fix, and they like need to buy something to like get that craving over. And buying a vintage item is a lot more expensive than buying like, I don't know, like a $10 modern item. Maybe they just need to buy something for the sake of buying. So who knows?
And it could be that there are new collectors, like when they were people who were kids when Phantom Menace came out, and now they're reliving their childhood.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So I was getting at that. Like next year is like an anniversary. So I think like next year, you know, some of the modern stuff, maybe they like replay the movies or whatever. So maybe that's why.
I wonder if Hasbro is going to be coming out with the retro collection Phantom Menace figures.
I would say 100% they are.
Probably. I'm assuming
if they're doing everything else with like Indiana Jones and the turtle ones you just said have them, they're definitely going to come out with them.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to make them look like the vintage figures though. That'd be kind of cool to have like a retro collection Darth Maul that looks like it came from the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Grayson will probably buy them and then I'll throw them on the floor and step on them. So, But
so the market is what it is. Right now it's it's slow. It may be down a little bit, and if you're a seller, you have to move your prices down. If you're a buyer, you should be like running out there buying whatever you can find, because most likely it's not going to hold forever. Like all this stuff will go back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement, and we can all say that it's 100% going to go back up. It's just down right now, but adjust your prices accordingly.
Adjust your prices accordingly. Yeah, and you're not going to get gouged at Rogue 5 Toys, and you're not going to get gouged at the Vault either. I try to keep my prices reasonable. For sure.
When we're dealing with and selling hundreds of different items, we're never going to be correct on the price for every item.
Right.
It might be one or two where you're like, it might be a little high because you just can't be right on it. But I think for most of the part, we're right below market value on most of the stuff.
Yeah, I think
some of that stuff you can't like find either. Like right now, if you would have asked me, loose grading should be flying right now. They're no AFA, so they're not grading, and you only have CAS. So if you're selling something from like one of the grading companies, you would think that like these things would be just like sky high right now, because you can't even send your own in.
But it's the opposite right now. I feel like the market is so oversaturated right now with
loose grading,
because there's not that many people that are collecting, and the ones that are have the pieces that they need.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
True.
Because a lot of times I'll get messages from the same people, and it's always like they're always looking for specific one or two pieces, and then they're done. They have everything already. Like they just have them all.
I think that's why the modern is starting, to fly now, because, they're done with vintage and they have nothing else to buy. So they moved on to modern, and modern seems to be flying right now.
Yeah. Look at it, look at Action Figure Grader, collecting Star Wars. Then he went to comics. Then he went to cards. Who knows? He might be doing Beanie Babies next. No one knows. Nuts.
He's completely crazy.
I tell him every day he's out of his mind. But you just move on, because the guys that like to collect, it's they love to collect. They need to get their fix. So
we just got a message from Brandon asking if we're still on.
You could tell him no, because we're getting off in 2 minutes.
Oh, wait, Charles is now telling him. Come on now.
Really?
Hurry.
Yeah. I'm getting off. So
Yeah, let's see what. Oh wait, he's seen it. Let's see if he jumps in. Meh. He said meh.
He'll be on. So some of the
Maybe in my
market,
car.
some of the market is on like, like what's the sales are like, like right now, like Whatnot like seems to be like really hot. So
Yeah,
Whatnot like wants to sell smaller items. Smaller items just sells 100 times better. So like selling like a vintage Star Wars vehicle is just it's not going to sell that good on Whatnot.
yeah,
Smaller items sell. So some of this helps the market. Like vintage Star Wars, I see it on there sometimes. It goes for ridiculous prices on Whatnot.
yeah.
Really?
That's what I
I
told Chris.
remember when.
I'm like, you want to sell vintage items? I'm like, you should probably just hop onto Whatnot and have like a Rogue 5 toys like Whatnot, because you'll probably sell a ton of stuff.
I remember when Whatnot first started, and I was watching some of the sales, and in the early days, they were selling for nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
and
well,
because they do the combined shipping thing where you pay the whatever it is for the first item, and then each item in the same auction is $1 an item. And I had already bought a couple of figures, and I bought a Jabba the Hutt playset for like $50 complete, and shipping for the Jabba the Hutt playset was $1
oh my
Yeah.
god.
because I'd already paid shipping on the first item.
So like I said, Whatnot, they'll lose money on that shipping. It's not on the seller.
It's not. They're the ones who eat the shipping.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I guess
how long is that going to last for?
It's not going to last long. It's going to last as long. Like they want sellers.
Yeah,
like
so they're
they
doing
would-
that right now to eat the costs, and then there's
Yeah.
going to come a time where they're going to
Yeah.
always pass the cost back
They'll
on.
pass
they
on,
would
yeah.
they would love like Rogue 5 toys to be on there. They would like do whatever you want for it. Like sometimes they actually like sponsor some of these sales, and they'll do like so many like giveaways and stuff, and it's all like free.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe that might be one of our next steps.
Yeah. You never know.
For like
Always-
loose complete,
Fans.
I think it'd be good. If you're gonna sell like a mock or like a loose graded, it's probably not that good. Like you want to start like a loose graded item at $1.
No,
It's
of course not.
you be rolling the dice on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Um.
All right. Well, the market, it is what it is. It's up, it's down, it's a roller coaster. You just hang in, buckle up. And, if you want to stay in the game, just take it where it takes you. Buckle up. Charles is buckling up.
You're in it for the love of the hobby.
Exactly. Love of the hobby. And that's what I think some people don't get. Just because we're sellers doesn't mean that we're just sellers.
Yeah.
We're all collectors, and we love the hobby. Love getting that cool item in. Like, I can't tell you how many times stuff has passed through my fingers where I was just like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. Because it didn't fit my focus, and it wasn't something, or it was something that it was like too expensive for me to even think about hanging on to.
Yeah.
You can at least say you had it, and that's it.
Yeah. It's passed through my collection. I think that's the coolest thing ever. I've
Yep.
seen some crazy stuff. But the market is what it is. We'll still be here.
Yeah. We'll still be here at rogue5toys.com.
Yeah. Buying, selling, and trading. All right, guys. Well, I guess that does it for another episode. Brandon's a little too late to the trigger.
Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah. He said he had too many IPAs. So
Oh,
I'm not an IPA fan.
me neither.
But
IPAs gives you thingamajigs.
A mustache.
No,
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that before.
gives
Give
you
you
man
moves?
boobs.
Yeah.
They give
Moobs.
you moves.
Moobs.
All right. Well, thanks
Historically
everyone.
documented.
Oh, do what?
Historically documented.
Historically documented.
Later, Brandon.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight, and hopefully next time the 5 of us will all be on there. You know, sometimes life is what it is, and we have things outside of the podcast.
Hopefully
I don't think. Surely nobody thinks that that's all we do is the podcast and sell toys.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
There's other things in life. We enjoy life. So thanks again for joining us. You can go over to rogue5toys.com and buy with us or buy from us. You can go to 580. Man, can you guys hear the thunder?
I heard that. Yeah.
Did you hear that? It's crazy. It's storming like crazy over here. Better get off here before the power goes out. But you can go to 580stalkingtoys.com for all our socials. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and you won't regret it. You won't regret it. Comment. Also, comment. We love comments. We love the back and forth between us and our viewers. So it's been great. So, guys, it's been another good episode.
Yep. Thanks for having me on today, John.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. We actually got some
Where's
talking
Shane?
time tonight.
Where's Shane?
Yeah.
Shane, who?
Who?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess he's out.
Yeah, he's done. He's
I guess
done.
he's out. All right. Well, guys, we'll see you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later, Shane.
I really miss Brandon's mustache.